Have you ever wondered why you keep feeling trapped in a life that isn't yours? Why every day feels like a rehearsed act, programmed by others who never intended for you to rise above? Today, I want you to question everything you've been told. What if the very ideas of compassion, humility, and submission you cling to are nothing more than chains disguised as virtues? Buckle up, because in the next few minutes, we're about to shatter the comforting illusions that have kept you from claiming your true power. From your earliest days, you were taught that weakness is something to be embraced, a sign of sensitivity, a trait to be admired. They told you to bow your head, to apologize for your desires, and to hide the burning fire inside you out of fear of appearing arrogant. They smeared strength with guilt, painting it as a cold, isolating trait, while elevating resignation to something noble and pure. But let's take a step back. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why? Have you questioned who benefits when your natural drive is stifled? Think of it. Every time you dim your light, every time you choose to let another dictate your path, you're buying into a myth. The myth that being gentle means being good, and that showing your true ambitions makes you a threat. In reality, this carefully crafted lesson is nothing more than an elaborate illusion, a trap set by a society that fears the brilliance of individual fire. Look in the mirror. How many times have you masked your genuine thoughts for the sake of fleeting acceptance? How often have you allowed your potential to be overshadowed by the comforting noise of conformity? The truth, often too harsh to admit, is that every day you surrender a piece of yourself, and that surrender comes with a high price. It robs you of time, kills your dreams, and eventually leaves you imprisoned by the very chains you were taught to wear as a badge of honor. The price isn't measured in dollars or accolades. It's measured in the slow erosion of your essence, the fading away of your spark. Every excuse you offer, every time you prioritize comfort over growth, you inch closer to a reality where mediocrity is your destiny. And let me be clear, mediocrity is not destiny, but a decision, a choice to remain safe rather than soar high. Transformation isn't gentle. It's not a smooth ascent on a golden staircase. It is raw, it is relentless, and it is undeniably painful. To be truly free, to be undeniably powerful, you must embrace suffering and see it as the crucible where greatness is forged. Just as a diamond is born under intense pressure, your true self is revealed only when you dare to break free from the mold. This isn't about becoming heartless or callous. No, true strength is in the unyielding honesty with yourself. It is facing your darkest shadows head-on and daring to pull them into the light. True transformation means being brutally honest about who you are, and then having the courage to tear down every wall that confines you. Ask yourself, how often have you comforted yourself with the lies of, "I'm not good enough," or "I don't deserve more"? How many times have you traded your dreams for the illusion of safety? Every time you do, you reinforce a system designed to crush your spirit. But imagine a world where you choose to dismantle that system. A world where you dare to reclaim your inner fire. It's not a path for the faint of heart. It's a path where every step is a challenge, every moment a test of your resolve. When you dare to break away, when you show the world your untamed ambition, brace yourself. Not everyone will understand. In fact, they might even turn against you. Society, with its comfortable patterns and status quo, instinctively rebels when confronted with the unfamiliar. They label you as arrogant, relentless, even dangerous. Why? Because your very existence challenges their narrative, a narrative built on the notion that safety and conformity are the hallmarks of a good life. The discomfort you feel when someone disapproves is not a sign of your failure. It's proof of your progress. Every scornful remark, every dismissive glance you receive is a reminder that your brilliance disrupts a carefully balanced order. The fear of your own greatness is the true enemy here. Know this: the journey to greatness is a lonely one, because it demands that you stand apart, that you shoulder the weight of truth while others cling to shadows. And while the solitude may sting, it is far more bearable than a life lived in the chains of complacency. So here lies the radical truth. Within you is an indomitable force, a raw, untapped will to power that can elevate you from the mundane to the magnificent. This force is not about domination over others. It's about mastering yourself, about reshaping your destiny with relentless determination. Imagine a life where you are the architect of every decision, the sculptor of every action, unburdened by the expectations of a society that punishes those who rise too high. Embrace the awareness that every time you settle for less, you are denying the world the chance to witness your extraordinary potential. Acknowledge that the only person standing in your way is the version of yourself that clings to the illusions of safety. For every moment you waste accepting mediocrity, you are sacrificing a precious fragment of your true self. The journey to rediscover who you are is not about a single transformation. It's a daily act of becoming. It's about recognizing that the person you were yesterday isn't the person you must be tomorrow. Every sunrise is a call to leave behind outdated beliefs, harmful habits, and the comforting cocoon of conformity. Embrace a process that is as violent as it is liberating, a process where you must sometimes tear apart the very fabric of your identity to rebuild something stronger, something truer. Consider this: have you ever truly faced your deepest insecurities? The ones that whisper that you're not enough, that your dreams are impractical. To reclaim your life, you must silence those whispers with the roar of your inner strength. You must acknowledge that the pain of transformation is the price of admission to a life unchained. Yes, it's grueling, but the alternative is a life lived in the dim shadows of what could have been. The courageous path is to willingly endure the fire that transforms you. To each scar, add a medal of honor, a reminder that you survived, you changed, and you emerged greater than before. Here's something that will shake you to the core. If you are not willing to risk everything, then you will never truly live. True greatness demands a price. It requires you to stand alone sometimes, to challenge not only the world's expectations, but your own self-doubt. The world might call you selfish for wanting more, for daring to live life on your own terms. But let me ask you, if you settle for the approved path, are you really living at all? Many have been conditioned to see ambition as a sin, to view the hunger for more as something corrupt and destructive. In reality, your ambition is the engine of your evolution. It is the unyielding force that compels you to transform, to rise above mediocrity, and to tear down any barrier that stands in your way. The yearning for greatness isn't vanity. It's the natural call to evolve, to push beyond every limit ever imposed upon you. Imagine yourself standing at a precipice, looking back at the life you've known, a life filled with half-hearted attempts and silent compromises. Now, imagine stepping forward into the unknown, leaving behind the safety of the past for a future that promises rebirth and reinvention. This isn't an act of rebellion against others. It's a declaration of war against the version of yourself that has been paralyzed by fear and self-imposed limitations. The The time has come to destroy the false narratives that have dictated your behavior for so long. Every tradition that tells you to play small, every societal norm that applauds mediocrity must be questioned. There is no glory in clinging to outdated identities. To truly break free, you must be willing to let go, completely, ruthlessly, and without regret. In doing so, you are not betraying your past, but rather honoring your untapped potential. Now I want to pose a challenge. If you have ever felt the spark of something greater within, if you have ever dared to dream of a life defined by passion and purpose rather than fear and conformity, then ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice to unleash that potential? Will you continue down the well-worn path of least resistance, or will you stand up and grasp the reins of your destiny? When you decide to embark on this journey, know that there will be voices trying to pull you back. They will whisper that your dreams are too lofty, that you will fail, that safety is found in surrendering to the norm. But remember this, those voices are not your truth. They are the echoes of a culture designed to keep you docile and compliant. The moment you start to trust in your own power, you will feel the ground shift beneath you. It will be unsettling, even threatening to the established order. But within that upheaval lies your rebirth. Dare to be different. Dare to be bold. Dare to reject the comfortable lies that have kept you tethered to a life that is anything but fulfilling. The journey ahead will be rough, even grueling, but every step taken away from conformity is a step closer to realizing the powerful, unapologetic you that has been hidden beneath layers of doubt. And now, here we are at the crossroads. On one side lies the familiar path of mediocrity, a life lived in quiet resignation, where your potential is forever dimmed by unchallenged conformity. On the other side lies the tumultuous, exhilarating road to self-discovery, a path where pain and sacrifice are not foes, but the very tools with which you reconstruct your reality. I challenge you to ask, how much longer are you willing to live a life that isn't truly yours? How many more moments will you allow yourself to be shackled by the expectations of a world that equates safety with stagnation? Every second you linger in this state, you are denying yourself the chance to emerge into the full radiance of your being. If deep down you sense that the comfortable lie is not enough, that you deserve more than the quiet acceptance of a life half-lived, then it's time to act. It's time to cast off the old skin of obsolete beliefs and step into the realm of relentless potential. Understand that the choice is yours alone. Continue as you are, or rise, fiercely, unapologetically, into the person you were always meant to be. Close your eyes for a moment. Visualize the most audacious, unfiltered version of yourself, the version that embodies raw strength, unwavering conviction, and an unbreakable will to power. Ask yourself, if that fierce, unstoppable force were to look at you today, would it respect you, or would it demand change? If the answer unsettles you, that's the unmistakable sign. You must transform. Now, as you face this moment, remember that the revolution begins within. The journey toward true freedom starts the instant you decide that no external force will dictate your fate. This is not a plea for conformity, but a rallying cry for those brave enough to reclaim their narrative. So I leave you with one resounding declaration. I'm ready to be reborn. If these words stir something deep inside you, if you're prepared to tear down the walls of your past and rebuild your life with every raw, unfiltered fragment of your being, then you've already taken the first step. Stay vigilant, stay daring, and keep questioning everything. Remember, the path of transformation is relentless, one of endless battle, growth, and evolution. But every sacrifice, every painful truth encountered along the way, is a brick laid in the foundation of a life truly lived. There is no savior on the horizon. Only you have the power to redefine your destiny. Subscribe, comment with your affirmation, and share this message with anyone brave enough to seek the unvarnished truth. Because together, those who dare to rise above the shroud of mediocrity will forge a world where every individual shines with uncompromised brilliance. Welcome to the awakening. Welcome to the revolution of your soul. The question remains, will you let your light be dimmed by the lies of yesterday? Or will you step into the fire of your rebirth and claim the greatness that is rightfully yours? Thank you for joining me on this journey. The choice is yours. Embrace the truth. Be the architect of your own destiny. And let nothing ever hold you back again. Stay fierce. Stay relentless. And until next time, keep questioning, keep evolving, and most importantly, keep shining.